So,
For context,
we have zero energy. We're supposed to be filming videos today, and
we
both of
filmed
us
one.
are just dead. What we're doing is we're just playing darts. Dartboard. Darts. But she has a story that she needs to tell me. She apparently has a ghost in her house.
Well, like, I've always heard, like noises. As of, like, people walking up and down the stairs and, like, bangs and stuff. And then, as, like, I used to have shelves in my room. And then one day, there was a vent, but my vent doesn't work, like, it's blocked off. My turn. It's blocked off. And so it always opens for some reason. I had these, like, Monster High dolls, toy figurines. And it was, like, I have two, they're like these creepy porcelain dolls. One day, I woke up, there's this loud bang upstairs, and all the Monster High dolls are, someone went like that across the shelf, and the doll is still there. The day it started, one night, I was lying in my bed, and I felt the bed dip down as if someone sat beside me, and I jumped up, and I was like, oh, there's no one there. Then I started hearing a lot more noises, and I started seeing, like, shadow figures. One day I was watching Stranger Things, and I have Christmas lights, like Joyce Byers does, and they went all the way to the last setting to where they're flashing. The same time in Stranger Things where the lights started flashing. Thought that was a very sick joke. I've seen him walking around.
So you've actually, like, seen?
Yeah.
What was it? Like, what did you see?
I've seen a shadow figure, like a shadow man. So there has been 3 people in the house that have seen him.
You call him Christopher. Was that just like a thing you came up with?
I was the only one who, like, believed it. So
When you say believe it, you mean like believed it was a ghost?
Yeah, because this is before, like, I even saw him, when I was hearing the noise. So it was kind of like jokey at first, and then he just responds to Christopher. So I will say, Christopher, is that you? And he'll, like, go, and then I go, Christopher, please, I'm trying to sleep. And then he'll go.
This is polite.
I had a dream a few nights ago. I told you about this, I think. I don't believe it was sleep paralysis. I've had sleep paralysis. I could move and feel and touch. But I felt like someone was on top of me, like a baby, and I thought it was my little sister, because, like, just oddly that night decided to come into bed with me, even though she has never done that. And anyway, something in my head was like, don't open your eyes, so I didn't. And I could feel, like, the weight and the heat of someone, and then I could feel their head and their face, and they grabbed my thumb, and I woke up and it was not there. And I just turned around and went back to sleep. He's never physically hurt me or, like, physically done anything.
Has anyone else, like, ever, like, stayed in your house and said they've seen something?
My grandmother says there's something, she gets, like, a bad feeling in the house. But my mother and father have seen him. My father refuses to accept it, but he watches all that type of shit.
Well, I suppose that's kind of in a way what I'm like, because, like, for the record, I don't believe in ghosts in the sense of I think there's dead people floating around. I say that a lot, like, I have a very sort of conflicting opinion on it, in that I recognise that, like, just such a huge proportion of people say they believe it and say that they've seen things and that they've seen ghosts. That sure, like, I recognise that there has to be something about it. But also, it's one of the things that I think is probably being jumped to a conclusion of dead people floating around.
I don't believe dead people are floating around. I think there's spirits. And then there's obviously the demonic side of it.
So, like, you would say you believe in demons?
Yeah. I wouldn't say I believe in, like, a heaven or hell. Yeah, I agree with you said. There is a lot of stuff. There's a lot of proof. Well, not proof, but there's a lot of unexplainable things. And I think just ghosts are just what keeps people at peace. Because it gives an explanation to the unexplained.
I mean, like, I definitely get that. I get the wanting an explanation for it, and that's how it ends up being ghosts. Maybe part of me is just too stubborn to believe it, because, like, obviously I have seen stuff that I've gone, okay, fair enough, I can't explain that. but I feel like the vast majority of it, I feel like can be explained away by something maybe not as, I don't know, this dart is very broken. I feel like there's some situations where you could say, okay, that person was tired, or like there was some sort of like psychological side to it. I went through a phase of like sleep paralysis very often, and like after that started, even when I wasn't getting sleep paralysis, I think I was seeing things. You know, like I think I saw, like there was one thing where I always thought it looked like there was a girl sitting at the end of my hall. But like it made sense to me that it was just in my head. But I feel like there is a lot of things that could be explained by that people take as paranormal or ghosts or something. And I feel like that's probably what tips me more onto the side of I just don't believe it.
I do like to believe in a way if it's passion. Like if I just hear, like that, I'm not gonna go, oh my god, it's a ghost. But if I go like, I hear this, and then I go hear it again, and I go, and maybe I'll ask, like, can you do it again? And then it does it again. I might be like, that's a bit suspicious.
I'm not too stubborn to admit when there's something that, like, I can say, fair enough, that doesn't make sense. But also, I am very, very slow to jump to the conclusion of it's a ghost. And when I say very, very slow, I mean, you will not get me to admit it was a ghost. I definitely find it interesting.
It is very interesting. I like to believe that, like, stuff with Santa Claus or fairies, not saying they exist, but something had to happen, you know what I mean? Everything has a reason, I believe. And I think something had to exist to inspire that idea. I'm not saying it's real, but I'm not saying maybe it's not real now. Who's to say, we're only in another, like the fact. I don't know what I'm trying.
I know what you're trying to say.
My head is going too
I know
fast.
what you're trying to say. I would be very interested in looking into it though.
What?
In terms of like paranormal stuff like that.
Oh.
But less so in a sense of
You really
I want to find a ghost.
investigation.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be really cool. Like, absolutely, I would do that. But less so in a sense of, like, I want to find a ghost. Look, here's a ghost kind of thing. More in the sense of I want to understand what it actually is. Finishing thoughts.
Finishing thoughts.
You have a ghost in your house.
Yes.
You believe that.
Believer.
Believes in ghosts. Does not believe in ghosts. That's kind of the thing.
Can that just be the
Bye.